Welcome back, Outlaws. So today is Sunday, the 25th of August. We had originally planned on being live today, but unfortunately we experienced some technical issues with our internet not wanting to cooperate. Still working through some of the bugs, so we're just going to kind of wing it. We'll record this one, and then we'll set up as a premiere. So if you're watching this, it's not live.
No, it's not live.
We are still alive, which is good. At least we hope we are. As of the time that you're watching
you
this.
may not be.
We are out here melting. It is 96 degrees, and I think it's probably 96% humidity. If not, it's probably pretty close to it. At least it feels it.
Yes.
Overhead, clear skies, or mostly clear skies anyway. So a few passing clouds here and there. Huh? Not many? Nope, not very many. We do have a little bit of an update on the cabin here. So we are in the cabin right now, as you can see, with us recording, at least. We are not in the cabin in the sense that we have everything hooked up or installed or the cabin done, but we are in the cabin in that we have ceiling joist up and some plywood on top of us to keep the sun from baking us into baked potatoes. So today, what's on the agenda? What all have we been up to?
For today, we've been to church. We was invited to a friend's church.
Yes.
They do their church a little different than a normal church. It's like old school home church. Back in the day, what it used to be years ago. And you fellowship, praise and worship music, preaching, praying for each other, cover dishes, and,
and then you
fellowship and eat.
Eat lots of good food.
Yes. They invited us to their church. We went there today, and we enjoyed it as a family, and I'm thinking about joining it more often.
Yeah, we'll see. Certainly was a good experience. Had a good time. A lot of nice people there. It's kind of like if you go back in time to the first and second century, we didn't have, at least as Christians, there were not churches in the modern sense, not church buildings per se. You would meet in somebody's house, and in fact, some cultures still do that today. The Amish do that today, but it's not just them. In fact, if you go to other countries, a lot of other countries still today, they don't have an actual official church building.
Oh, we have some friends in North Carolina that's a pastor, and then they do it too.
Well, I'm talking about other countries. That's actually they don't ever go to an actual building. They've never had buildings because their governments will not allow them to.
Yeah.
And in those instances, they have no choice but to meet inside of a fellowship at a church, at a person's house. And so it was kind of different for us, at least, but still, very familiar in many ways too. So good experience, good time.
We definitely enjoyed it.
So beyond that, we've had a pretty busy week, though. We've been up to a lot of different projects around the homestead and off the homestead. So I'm going to let them talk for a little bit about their experience, but she won the Miss Elite Logan County for her group, not this weekend, but the prior weekend. And so you had some duties you had to do at the fair, didn't you?
I had fair duties. Yeah, I had to be there twice this week, which was one day they said show up any day, just be there about 4 hours. I chose to be there when they was doing all the animal showing because that's my favorite. One of my favorite parts of the fair is watching the kids show their animals and see how well they're doing in the show. So we went. Me and him went that day, and he was my escort.
It was our date night.
It was our date night, and then the following day, which was yesterday, which was Saturday, the kids went with me. And they invited some friends to join them, and they went and hung out with them and their father. And while I was doing my other duties, I was supposed to help with awards and a dinner, and then there was doing an auction. Now, when you think of auction, you think they're selling their animals, but they are not selling their animals. Whoever who wins, like the purple ribbons, or the pink ribbons, I was told, they can put their animal up for auction. And they bring the animal to the pen, and they hold them, and they talk about the child, and they talk about the animal. And people that's out there watching, they get to make a bid on how much they want to spend on that child to give that child more money to raise that animal or to even if they need to take that money to sell the animal they have now to help purchase another animal, like if it was a cow, because the cows are not, cheap.
It's kind of like a sponsorship, is what it sounds a lot like.
Yeah, it's like a sponsorship, but they call it an auction. So it's supposed to help the kids to be able to move on up, or even help them continue with the animal that they have now. Because like pigs, you can only show that one pig that one time. You have to have a pig for the next fair. Cows, you can show them multiple years. And then rabbits, you can show multiple years. And then your chickens, it just depends on which animal that it is. But goats, you can't show them in multiple years. They're like within a certain year that you can show them too.
So they had a good time. Alyssa, you want to talk a little bit about your experience at the fair yesterday?
Sure. We had a really good time. My brother did a bunch of rides and stuff. We got the little armband wrist thing, and we were going around just doing a bunch of rides until my friend showed up, and we fellowshiped for a little while, just talking and stuff, and had a good time talking, hanging out with them and stuff. After they left, we did some more rides than my brother did. We got some fair food. I got like a burger. My mom got a burger. My brother got like a hot dog when we first got there, because we got there a little earlier before the opening of the rides. So we could just get settled in, situated, go ahead and get something on our stomachs before getting on the rides, and kind of let it settle. Because if you just go from eating onto one of those rides, you might end up puking. So we didn't want that.
Yeah.
So we ate, and we were smart about it. And then after we did some rides, my brother and my mom got like a snow cone. I got like some ice cream, and we both got a pretzel. My mom and me did, and I think my brother. What else did you get? You got a candy apple, right? Yeah, he got a candy apple and stuff, and so we had a really good time just hanging out and just meandering around, meeting new people, and there's many booths and stuff that were set up. We got to talk with and fellowship with some other people that we haven't met before, and meet them and introduce ourselves. It was a really good time of just meeting new people and having that opportunity.
Jonathan, what did you think? How did you enjoy the fair yesterday?
I had fun going on the rides and doing the little games.
Yeah.
It has some games too.
Had a shooting gallery going on there.
Didn't you do pretty good on the shooting gallery one?
Yeah, he did.
I went up there to do the first time. It took me a couple of tries.
Right.
Went back again. And there's some people, the guy wanted the show because they asked how to play the game. I walked up there and I gave him the cash. He went down and go put it inside the little container. And he came back up and already shot down the target.
So you're kind of used to shooting around here, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they all are. We, obviously we can't talk a whole lot about, those types of activities here on YouTube, unfortunately, because the YouTube, people do not like
The freedom
evidently.
toys.
Yeah. they don't like noisemakers
No.
for some reason. Don't know why, but so they had a good time, and he got to show off some of his shooting skills.
Mm-hmm.
And
When his sister, a little kitty cat.
really, what, a kitty cat?
Yeah,
That was
it was like a little cat.
It was a ball game for the
It
balls
was a
and
different game
break
he did.
plates.
Okay.
He was breaking some plates, some baseballs.
You were breaking plates.
Yeah, there was a breaking plate game. Literally, there's a bunch of plates lined up, and the goal is just to smash as many plates as you can with
Yeah.
baseballs.
Then he won.
You haven't been practicing that around the house. That's not where our plates are going, is it?
Then he won some other game, and he gave her some kind of other toy.
Yeah.
And then her friend that he came won her a necklace.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He won her a little necklace.
Yeah, and I bought me some things. It got me like a little ring and stuff from there. It was really nice.
It
So
glows in the dark,
Glows in the
too.
dark, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Took forever to find that actually kind of fit me.
You got a fake tattoo.
No, this is a real tattoo. Y'all. I'm just kidding. No, this is a fake tattoo, y'all. I got like a bunch of these fake tattoos. They're really pretty too, and they're just like wolves and stuff, and I love wolves. So I just saw a bunch of them. They're like $1 a piece, and I was like, you know what, $5, I'll get me 5 tattoos. And it's not like the cheap ones either. They're nicer looking ones.
Yep.
So I was like, I like to have those. They're just cool. So I just got some of those. And just to clarify what my mom was talking earlier about the purple and pink ribbons. The purple ribbons actually is Grand Champion.
Mhm.
That's what the purple represents. The pink ones represent the reserved Grand
Mhm.
Champion. I just wanted to clarify that. So if you're asking what the difference is or thinking what the difference is between the purple and pink, that's what the difference is. The purple is Grand Champion, the pink is reserved.
Yes.
Very good. All right. So beyond that,
We did have a little bit of excitement there at the fair.
oh, did you?
Yeah. Whenever we was trying to figure out where we were supposed to go, so we had the whole, I guess, all the girls who was crowned was supposed to be in there for the awards and everything, and there was most of them, and they was moving the cattle around, and this one guy had a small, younger calf there and moving around, and it was bucking around and carrying on, and everybody, that was the parents and the kids, started panicking and going like, wow, what's going on? Well, me and the other girl, which we're friends with and know from the community, and she's very involved and showing and everything else, me and her stepped up and was going to try to help, take care of the cow, to help this little young fella. He was probably no taller than that, and this cow was a little bit taller than him, and he was trying to get it ready to go over there for the auction. And we was going to go over there and help it, and help him and help the cow, and he finally got under control very well, and which was really good. And then the woman who's over the whole thing, that the whole event for the girls for the pageant, she was like, oh, this would have been really interesting seeing two girls in the crown wrestling a cow. She's like, y'all really are people that. And I was like, yeah, we know how to take care of the animals if they misbehave. It was funny.
So, all in all, pretty good week, I think. Had a good time, Friday evening, walking around, seeing some of the things that they were doing. Food was pretty good. Had a candy apple, first one, and since I was a kid, I think, probably. So, and then, of course, just spend some time, hanging out with my wife. We don't, here on the homestead, we don't get a chance to leave here a whole lot, just as a couple, to go and do things.
I tell them they can go and do stuff. Or
Of course, every parent feels safe leaving their kids alone on the homestead. So.
I can take care of myself.
Well, you're not technically not at home. Your grandparents is here.
Big sister.
That is true.
Little sister.
And also, we met some people, a vendor that was there, and they make spices.
Yep.
And it's...
So this is a dry rub that they make. This is a spices with attitude. Has a little bit of a spicy kick to it. It's the Herman House Rub, HHR, and they're out of Magazine, Arkansas. So we picked up their product, and I gave it a little bit of a try while we were there. When we had our burgers, I sprinkled a little bit on my burger, and she did on hers. It's really good. And even today, at the potluck, I had brought some baked beans, and I seasoned the baked beans with a little bit of this too, just to add a little bit of kick to it.
They have different kind of spices. I want to try the other ones too. They have Italian and all kinds of.
They're
other
really
ones.
nice couple of.
So we're going to be, doing some type of a partnership with them maybe later on this year, perhaps. They did reach out to us, at least for the kids, to participate in some activities that they're going to be doing later on. So we'll be talking a little bit more about that.
They invited me to wear the crown and come.
Yeah.
And
well, we will talk a little bit more about that in the months ahead, but that's something for you to keep in the back of your mind there.
Yep.
So beyond that, we do have, of course, our Outlaw of the Week.
Yep.
And our Outlaw of the Week this week is s'mores.
Yes.
So I have a little video here that we have ready and prepared. So y'all just sit back and enjoy this little video about s'mores. Courtesy, eat some popcorn, courtesy of.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Homesteading Outlaws channel. My name is Allie. I'm here today with the Homesteading Outlaws Outlaw of the Week video. So I'm going to be introducing you guys to the son of Babs and Lucky. Prepare to meet s'mores. So s'mores has been with us for about a little less than a year now, and he has been a super big blessing to us. As you can tell, that he's got these multiple colors on him, so we called him S'mores. It was my brother's idea to name him S'mores. So That's how he got his name. My brother's the one who named him. S'mores was actually born on this property. Me, my mom, and my brother were not here. We were out doing some things, and well, we got a text message and some photos from my dad. We got some baby goats, and we were like, oh my gosh, we got baby goats. And those were our first goats, actually baby goats that were actually kidded on this property. So Babs was the first mama on this property, and Lucky's gonna be the first daddy on this property. And so S'mores just happens to be one of her kids, and S'mores is such a good goat. We bottle fed him as a baby, and so he really enjoyed the bottle. If you come out here with a bottle, they'll probably be wanting it, thinking that. But these goats here are just super friendly goats. They'll follow you around anywhere you go. So I thank you guys for watching and meeting S'mores. And I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I hope you guys have an amazing and blessed day. Alley Cat out.
So that was our Outlaw of the Week, S'mores. He is now, what do we say?
It'll be a year in February.
6 months old right now. Yeah, he'll be a year old in February. Yep. So he has become, he's integrated very well here onto the homestead.
Yes.
And the rest of the animals get along very well with him. And of course, we obviously adore him. He's a cute little goat.
He's a cutie.
And he would come in the house tomorrow if we'd let him.
Yes.
They come
He'll come in and watch television with us.
Yeah, they do watch
Yes,
television.
he would.
We've had him when almost every goat we've ever had has came inside and watched TV and fell asleep in our laps.
Yep. So how about a couple of little goat facts? So as y'all know, I do like to do a little, few little goat facts or a few little Outlaw of the Week facts for whatever animal that we have. So we've had horses and we've had goats in the past and dogs, and then of course now we have another goat again. So here are 3 little known goat facts, or I would say they're not necessarily common knowledge to everybody. More common to those who are on a homestead than less, but still. So kidding is both literal and figurative. The term kidding refers to the act of a goat giving birth, which is when the mother kids. No kidding. Baby goats are called kids. And the term also plays on the fact that goats are known for their playful and often mischievous behavior. The playful nature is a key trait of kids who love to jump, run, and explore. So it's both literal and figurative.
And as I mentioned in the video, I mentioned kidding, kids. You saw the differentiate between the words and stuff.
Rapid growth and development. Baby goats are born with the ability to stand and walk within a matter of minutes after birth. The rapid development is crucial for their survival, as it allows them to follow their mothers and join the herd quickly, which is essential for avoiding predators and accessing nourishment. And this last one I found very interesting because it kind of plays on one that we had learned about previously. Unique hoof patterns.
Yes.
So we understood about goats having, or not goats, but horses having unique nose prints, remember?
Right.
Well, goats have unique hoof patterns.
Really?
Yes.
Is that fact check?
Each baby goat has a unique hoof pattern, similar to human fingerprints. The distinct hoof pattern can be used to identify individual goats, which can be especially useful in farms of or herds where animals are closely monitored. So those are 3 interesting and yet not necessarily commonly known facts about goats.
Yep.
So I thought y'all would find that interesting. All right, so let's move along here. So what else have we been up to? How about the cabin?
Got half of the subfloor for the second level.
Well, we have the ceiling joists are up, and the way the cabin is set up, this half over here, this part is going to be the office. The part that's behind the camera that you can't see right now, that'll be the entry area, the main, if you would call it the main living space, as well as where we'll do our books and school supplies and stuff like that.
Maybe some gaming or
and gaming and things like that. And then over here we have another room, and then there'll be a stairs leading to some storage up top.
With better storage as well.
Yes, with wall storage as well. So what we do have the blocking done for this part of the cabin, and the first couple of sheets of OSB for the subfloor are already in position.
Not screwed up yet.
They're not screwed down.
They're
They're
just
just
laying
sitting.
there.
Yeah, they're just sitting
Keeping
in
us cool.
place. Yes, they're just sitting in place right now, keeping the sun off of us. So that's how we're able to be up here today, as opposed to trying to do this down in the valley below us, in the woods. So we like doing the woods. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with the woods. I'm perfectly fine. It's just
I like nature.
it does make it a little bit challenging sometimes when you're trying to get set up and torn down. But so hopefully, as time progresses, we should be able to do this a little bit easier each successful week. I think
We'll just have to figure out the internet problem.
the internet's a big issue. I didn't anticipate the internet being a problem up here.
Yeah.
We have internet pretty easily accessible from our phones all around through here with no problems. But for some reason, whenever we go do these live streams, it's like the
It
internet
disappears.
just says sorry.
Not today.
The thing is, it wouldn't even just work on the laptop. It wouldn't work on our phones.
Phones was dropping connections.
And we have normally really good connection
Yeah.
up here with Wi-Fi, so this is the strangest thing.
It doesn't make sense.
I don't know.
Even with range extenders, it still was having
Yeah,
problems.
we have one over here.
So it's just weird. But with that in mind, here is a little bit of a video that Alley Cat put together, Alyssa put together for your viewing pleasure, showing you a little bit of an update on the cabin. So stay tuned. So that's a little bit of an update on the cabin. Some of the shots we'll be doing a little bit more, showing you some of the progress that we're making
Have to
here.
see Rambo Dad.
Yeah, we got to see Rambo Dad, which is something that you have to wear out here. Those headbands,
Those sweatbands work really
Yeah.
well that he buys.
they do. I bought a multi-pack of about 5 of them a year ago, I guess,
Yeah.
and they have really come in handy. So I'm thankful for them.
Need to get some more.
Yeah, we do. So moving along to other news, chickens.
Yes.
We had a few chickens.
Yes.
Who hatched the chickens?
Well, what happened? We was up here
Wasn't me.
working, and Jonathan went to go check on something down there in the lot. We heard a lot of noise going on, and we know we've had a broody chicken for a little while. And he went in and checked in on her, and he heard a chirpy noise, and needless to say, we had one baby chick. And then later on, we had another chick. And the next day, we had 9 chickens. 9 chicks. So
So
now we have 9.
9 chickens so far. No other ones. We did have a broody duck,
Mm-hmm.
but for some reason that never manifested into anything. I don't know why.
No, she was very cocky. She was like, yeah, I don't know.
But still, nine baby chicks that we didn't have to pay for.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
And she's a Rhode Island Red.
Mm-hmm.
And she
Yeah,
was,
he's a Leghorn.
Yeah, with a
Longhorns, you mean?
longhorn.
And she made it with a
Wait,
white
wait,
leg
wait,
with a
wait.
white leghorn.
I
So
said
now we have
Longhorn.
golden comets.
that'd be
It's
really
a golden
weird.
comets is what we have
Why did I
now.
say
Yeah.
Longhorn?
Which we love the golden comet.
Right.
You know, their personality is just so sweet, and we really like them. They're really good
Our
too.
golden comet
They're
was
hardy
like
too.
the-
They're hardy little birds.
So hopefully these will grow out and will deliver us some fresh eggs here next year
They were
once
good
they do.
layers.
And
Golden
they're
comets
very prolific layers. So we'll continue to keep you updated. We do have a video that we'll be posting tomorrow showing you the baby chickens, showing you the broody mama and everything else that we took on her, as well as some updates. So we'll be getting that out to you tomorrow so you can live along with us on our chicken journey. And we can also walk you through what we do. It's a little bit different this way for us. We've always bought chickens.
Yes.
We
So it
would-
feels a little weird us doing
Yeah.
it this way.
We'd get them from Tractor Supply. We would order them from one of the hatcheries, McMurray or Cackle or whomever. And there's nothing wrong with doing that. I'm not saying anything good or bad about it. I've had good success with those. Overall, probably 80 or 90% survival odds out of the other hatcheries. No real issues. There are exceptions, but for the most part, we've had really good success. So, pardon us for just a second. We have a diesel engine or a motorcycle or something.
It was a motorcycle.
It was a
Yeah,
motorcycle.
motorcycle.
I don't know how they do it up that road.
So yeah.
At least one month.
So anyways, so we'll keep you updated on that. This is a little bit of a different thing for us. Normally we've had to buy them in the part of the year where it's a lot cooler and then deal with heat lamps. So this is our first time actually trying to let Mama do her thing, and
Interesting.
it is. It's not normal for us. We like to maintain that control over stuff, and so this is going to be an interesting experience for us.
We do have an egg incubator.
We
that
do
we
have
want to
incubators
try to
and
do
things.
next
Yeah.
year.
We're going to attempt to do that too.
Yep.
That
Which
way.
that's something we've never done. So y'all can come along with that next year if all goes well.
And that's one of the reasons for building this structure too, is so that we can do some of those things here on the property in controlled environments to be able to monitor stuff without having to worry about things getting shuffled or broken or tossed around or whatever. So, but we'll keep you updated on the chickens.
Hopefully we get meat birds soon.
That's true. So that is something that we typically do about this time of year. We will probably be getting some meat birds here in the next few weeks, and then we'll grow those out, and then sometime in early December, could be later, but early December they'll be old enough for us to process those.
Freezer camp.
Yeah, we won't be showing you the processing because YouTube tends to frown on those types of things. And us being a small channel, you cannot afford to have any more of the YouTube algorithm fighting against me than it already does, being a new channel.
Yeah,
so.
and we have a little, which helps out a little. We don't have a chicken plucker. We want one eventually, but our 4-H agent here in our county, if your kids are involved in 4-H, you can, just use one by renting it out, and then you bring it back. So we're able to use one, but eventually want to buy one ourselves. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the plan at least. I hope that we can do that at some point. We're going to do a little bit of a brief pause here for just a second while we fix a little technical issue. So we had to do a little bit of adjustment there. I apologize. The camera the light was hitting right into the iris, and it was creating a little bit of a glow.
A glare.
Yeah, glow. I had this glow about me that just was not natural. So
Moses.
That's it,
no,
Moses.
no. So anyways, so we'll keep you updated on what's going on with the chickens as well as all the other little farm critters. There'll be features in upcoming videos. Who knows? They may make it to the Outlaw of the Week here one of these weeks. I think that'd be a good one to do. And of course, if you've got questions about them, then let us know. As for the other chickens, as far as the ones for the meat birds, we'll be getting those, and we'll keep you updated on them as well. Once we get them, once they come in, what we do, how we treat them a little different, because we don't mix the flocks. So we have a space that we keep the meat birds that's isolated from our egg layers. That's a good best practice, I believe. That way you do not end up with a situation where if they were sick or something like that, they get your other flock sick.
Plus,
We don't.
they are a little more nastier. I think.
They are not as clean, as smelling as the other birds are. I mean, chickens already have a little bit of. Well, they're chickens. I mean, chickens don't typically stink though if their environment is kept clean.
Right.
The Cornish cross or rocks, basically the meat bird varieties, those do tend to have a little bit more of an odor though.
Even if you keep them clean.
Yeah, even
no
if you
how
try
clean
to keep them clean, they still have a little bit more of an odor
like
to them.
ducks, they still have a little.
Like
bit
every
of
day you
odor.
have to sprinkle some shavings or something to keep
Yeah.
it sit down. 'Cause it's just,
The egg layers though, the golden comets, the Rhode Island Reds, the white leghorns, those honestly, I mean, as long as you keep their environment clean, you don't really have much of an odor. Truthfully, on a small level. Now, commercial operations,
That's a
different story entirely. But for a small backyard flock, not much of a problem. But whenever you bring in these outside birds for meat birds, it's different.
Yeah.
I like them. Don't get me wrong. I like being able to grow out our own stuff, so we know how we treat them. We're there from the time that they're babies all the way up through until we have to process them. So we know what goes into it, and we give them the best life that we can for the time that they are.
Only have
here.
one bad.
That's it. A good life and one bad day, and that's what we aim for, anyways. One really good life and one bad day, which is better than what they would get anywhere else.
Yeah, that people would see some documentaries about where the food actually come from.
Yep.
They would become vegetarians,
Probably
or
would.
they would be starting to grow their own food.
So we do have another update on something. We got an order from AliExpress.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did. So we're going to be recording a video this week, walking you through what we experienced there with the order from AliExpress. We did a product review video about a month or so ago, where we just took some of the items that we'd ordered from them back in June and just walked you through all the little features and things of that nature. This order though is specific to lighting.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to do just one order around solar lighting. I would like to show you different options, because if you're going to be into homesteading or get into homesteading, if you're going to start a homestead, if you're going to go somewhere out in the country to build a homestead, lighting is so important.
So important.
When we moved out here, it was such a chore just to try to walk around to go from place to place, especially when we got here, because it was early March and we hadn't got to daylight saving time yet. It was, so you would be working until whenever, but then whenever it got dark, you couldn't see your hand in front of your face some nights. It was that dark.
Stars.
Stars were great. I loved seeing the stars. Moon, beautiful, beautiful full moons, beautiful stars. But if the star,
that's why we made sure we had a fire going at night too. Plus, it kept the animals away.
Yep. So, not so much wolves, but definitely coyotes.
I thought they were wolves.
Yeah. The coyotes, we certainly would hear them howling, and being able just to have light, to be able to see by, just to go outside at night if you got to, answer the call of nature or whatever. Those types of things are very, very important to be able to see. So I want to show you some things, some solutions there for lighting, specifically solar, so that if you're going to be doing a homestead, you're not relying on grid power.
Right.
You're not relying on your generator. You're not relying on whatever other connection that you might have to use, an inverter or battery banks, those types of things. So we really want to try to give you some solutions there.
Houses and chicken houses too. Other places.
So last but not least for us for this week, we had an interesting event happen yesterday, and I'm going to ask for Alyssa to tell us what happened yesterday morning. Yes, we are.
Okay. Now I have clarification on what we were talking about.
Okay. Why? Was there something else that you needed to tell us
that we didn't
that
know
happened yesterday morning? Inquiry minds want to know. I want to know.
Nothing happened. Okay, so.
We'll check the video later.
So yesterday morning, I went down to go take care of Jackson, as per usual, and Gloria. We were down. I was down there. I was down there taking care of Jackson. I was like, "Hey, good boy. You're such a good boy." Talking to Gloria. oh, you're such a pretty cow. You know, just I talk to the animals because they communicate with me. Y'all know that. And I look over, I'm like, you're such a good cow. I'm like, and you're a good what? I stopped and paused and looked, and there's this black cow, and I'm like, uh, you. I know you. She happened to be the cow that my brother has been trying to really work hard on getting for the past 3 weeks now, roughly, on trying to get and obtain because she was hard to get and actually get down here. So we tried baiting her. We tried multiple attempts on different methods of trying to get her.
Yeah.
None of them worked, and so she just trapped herself inside the lot. She busted open a piece of barbed wire, though, didn't she? Like, area there, she busted a piece of barbed wire and crawled in and got inside the fence. But she's been in there. She was in there this morning. And so, yeah, I've been calling her trouble.
I started calling her too.
Yeah, my mom started calling her trouble. Then we all kind of started calling her trouble. So we did a little poll on if we should call her Sirloin, Trouble, or Betty. I think Trouble's right now in the lead.
So this is Trouble, folks. I have put a picture of Trouble up for you for your viewing pleasure. She is a black longhorn. Her mama is a longhorn. I don't know about the dad. I would assume a longhorn as well, or black Angus. I don't know, but she's black, and her horns are starting to come in. She's about 8 months old, give or take, and this is the picture you sent to me, I guess that you took yesterday. Whenever we got down there to get everything situated. So because of what happened, though, we had to spend a good amount of the day getting things fixed.
Yeah.
That was the bad part. So we were glad to see her, but then at the same time, it was like, well, now we got to figure out how she got in,
right,
and what damage did she do getting in,
yeah,
and how are we going to contain her,
yeah,
now that she is in the inside of the lot.
Hopefully she won't try busting out.
Right, that's the part we're worried about.
Her mom's in there, and she knows Jackson.
She has food. She has water. They have plenty of forage.
Hay and everything.
She has companions, exactly.
So there's no reason for her to get out.
No, there's not. But at the same time, she has been an escape artist in the past.
Right.
And we know that. And so we've got to figure out what we're going to do with her.
So if we want to do freezer camp, or we're going to keep her and breed her.
Yep. So we're undecided right now. We're going to monitor how she does and see. And if she doesn't give us any problems, and she sticks around.
Right.
If she does, then we'll have to have those conversations about what we're going to do, because we can't have her destroy the fence that we put up down there. That's the bad.
And we're in a short window of if we want to process her too right now, because all of the places around here that butchers animals,
the local processors,
yeah, they are not going to be accepting anything but deer, because it's hunting season right around the corner, and they close everything down except for that.
So we have put out a poll to try to figure out what we want to name her. And what's in the lead? Trouble. And the options that are given are Sirloin,
Trouble,
and Betty. Now,
Jonathan likes Black Betty.
Jonathan likes Betty. He wants Betty as the name. We are kind of fitting to Trouble because she fits Trouble.
That's all she's been since the day we was given her.
And then, of course, their papa said Sirloin.
Yeah.
I'd go with Sirloin.
I think Trouble just fits her.
I just
Trouble
think
does
Trouble fits her.
Now, she's a little bit on the lean side right now, so we don't want to take her for processing if we don't have to.
Madam Trouble Sirloin.
If it's possible for us to wait until December, whenever they kind of switch back over from the processing deer to processing, cows and other things, then that would be better, I think. But at the same time, we really we got to do what we got to do.
Yeah, and I didn't realize how much they work and stuff that they do, and how much the people I was talking to telling me things, how they have to do things, and when you have to do this, and when you have to drop off, when
Right.
They was
being. There are lots of rules.
There's a lot of rules,
to
do this stuff, and which I know both of the people who who owns their businesses here, because I know them
Yeah.
very well through the fair and through 4-H, and but they're really nice, good Christian families who runs both of them. So their prices are identical.
Right.
So there's no difference in who we choose or anything like that. It's just a matter of who has the availability whenever we need it. So it's not like who was cheaper whenever we do pick. It's
Sure.
just who has the most availability at our time.
All right, so that's everything that we had to cover for everyone for the update for this week. Our goal is to be live next Sunday if all goes well. Hopefully, we'll be a little bit further along with the cabin.
And we're talking about maybe do every other Sunday.
We might. We're trying to figure out what our cadence is going to be with regard to these, at least for right now. Anyways, about maybe just going to every other Sunday for lives and every other in between for premieres. We're on the fence right now about it. It really depends on some scheduling and other issues, but we'll see. For the moment, right now, we're planning on being live next Sunday if all goes well, though. But just stay tuned, and we'll keep you informed once we start to make some firm decisions on how we want to move with everything here on the channel. But hopefully that will work to everyone's benefit too. Give it a little bit more flexibility, and with us doing the premieres, and we can still be present to ask and answer questions and those types of things during during these what I would call like a pseudo live stream event. So, but that's all that we did have for you for today. What else? Do you have anything else you want to close? Closing thoughts?
No, I can't think of anything at the moment.
No. All right. Well, as always, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you stopping by, and we hope that you have a blessed day. God bless.
Okay.
Bye.